Hello, welcome to ESPC25. I'm Chirag Patel from the UK, and it gives me a great pleasure to have Sue Hanley with us here at the ESPC, a great community advocate. But before I introduce, why don't I just hand it over to you, to Sue, and please introduce yourself.
Thanks, Chirag. I'm Sue Hanley. I'm an information architect, SharePoint and Viva MVP, and I help organizations build intranets for a living.
Excellent. I'm sure you do a lot more than that too, right? And yeah, I mean, I think we can probably start off with the community side of things because, I mean, like many of us, I'm a great follower of your content, your community sessions. And for a long time, you've been speaking at lots of conference events. I mean, I think I remember back in 2011, I think, in the UK conference, started following your sessions. Why don't you talk a bit about this, your involvement in the community, and how the new community people can benefit from what's going on in the Microsoft 365 world?
Sure. I really love speaking. This is my favorite thing that I do. I always tell people I would rather be talking to 1,000 people about something that I'm passionate about than one-on-one, because I'm painfully shy. Don't put me in a room of 1,000 people,
Right.
but I'll stand up on stage and talk about something. And I've been doing this for a really, really long time because it's something that I really love. Teaching people about what you love is a great way to learn more about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I learn a lot by when people ask me questions, because that challenges me to think like, oh, I wonder if you could do that, or I wonder how I would do that, or, oh, I'm so glad you have that problem too, because it's very validating.
Yeah,
to learn all
and
those
that kind of
things.
resonates with what we do and the work in our field. So, and that's what motivates us, right?
Yeah.
To do these sort of things more and more. So, and that's good. And I guess, you know, if we look at it from a works point of view, and I know Microsoft 365 is full of all the services and all the different business services that kind of shoots off from that. And of course, AI is kind of almost blanketing a lot of these things into various species. So in terms of this year, what's your take on the AI side of things? How have you seen things? Of course, Microsoft is just on a fast train with all the, you know, updates and announcements and everything else. Well, how do you see things are unfolding from an AI perspective, and perhaps from your sessions
Sure.
you've delivered?
I mean, first of all, it's extraordinarily exciting what's happening in technology. It's a great time, technology with AI. It's a great time to be here. But it's an important reminder about the importance of some foundational things, because AI needs good, high-quality content in order to deliver answers. And that's really, in my world, in the intranet world, it's about making sure we have a well-governed intranet with responsible humans who ensure that content is not redundant, outdated, or trivial. It means they're looking at that content and making sure that it's accurate, they're maintaining it, and that it's not unnecessary. And you know what? We needed to do that a long time ago in order to have a successful intranet. So I think if you've got, I think the most important thing AI is reminding us is that those foundational things, caring for your content the same way, or putting enough care and feeding into your information the way you would with a piece of furniture. When it's broken, you fix it. But we don't often do that with our content. We just throw more content on top of it. I think what AI reminds us is the importance of content management and governance.
Right.
And without that, without good quality data, we can't have AI. So I like to say AI is dependent on IA, information architecture.
I like that.
And the care and feeding of
Right.
our content. And that's content management and governance.
And that's what information architecture is all about, isn't it? How you go about organizing it and how you structure it, navigating it, finding it. And I know you've done a lot of work, and you know, your website, everything else, the materials. That's just going on for many years, and it still stands true today,
Well, that's
as
the
you
thing,
say.
right? It's
And we just can't take it for
right.
granted, I think. But
Correct, because a great information architecture goes hand in hand with a governance plan. And if you are not governing and managing your content, you don't have great search, and then in a corollary, you will not have
Right.
accurate and valid AI. So it all comes down to the foundation.
Right.
Get that
Right.
right, and you'll be able to take advantage of the AI wave.
Great. So that's, for your homework, right? Take those tips because they do value a lot. And I think some of the sessions, like even just today, kind of went on, which was focusing around the technical governance. But this is obviously at a different level in terms of the information kind of governance, if you like, how you go about looking after your content and not just about throwing the files in SharePoint, right? And from an AI point of view, rely on just the Copilot to do all those magic, although it does it, but it still relies that foundation.
You know, my favorite feature of Copilot is that one Copilot.
That was going to be my next question,
All right.
actually.
One Copilot license gets you SharePoint Advanced Management, which is all the governance tools that you need at the tenant level to manage your content.
Right.
So, looking for oversharing situations, content that has no ownership. Can't maintain it if someone's not accountable for it. And so I mean, it's a brilliant model to build in the tools to help you govern your estate with the super cool modern AI tool that lets you take advantage of and do something with all of the knowledge in that estate.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I think because you mentioned the SharePoint Advanced Management, and I think there are tons of reports as well, isn't there? Which some of them
not
are
only reports, but helps you take action on that information.
Yes.
So I think it's one of those. It's a brilliant licensing model. But required, again, to maintain that foundation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love other little things about Copilot, but that, to me, is the most exciting one in terms of helping organizations that have a mess on their hands wrap their arms around it.
Yeah, right. So let's turn that the other way around. Well, on the flip side of that question, things that Microsoft could do better. And I'll probably start off with that in the sense that I know with SharePoint over the years, there hasn't been sort of a strong point from controlling the sprawl of the SharePoint sites, right? In terms of that governance aspect of it. And I know it's not an easy thing to do because obviously there are third parties, partners who evolve around that. How do we go about that? Because now with agents coming on here, right, on the SharePoint side of things and the teams and everything else.
So if it comes down, let me just tell you that what's top of my wish list when it comes to that is, number one, the default site sharing setting should be the most restrictive, not the least restrictive option. So I want that to be the default, so that only the site owner can share the site with others. And right now it's not. Actually, any site owner or member can share content. And I think that's the wrong model in order to be successful with AI. So switch the default for communication sites. Maybe for team sites that might be okay, but not for an internet site. So switch that. The other thing that I would really like to see is page templates at the enterprise level. Because the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I can, in my page and site templates, make it easy to help people do the right thing, to create more effective content that will lead to better answers with AI, that will lead to better outcomes with search. And right now, you have to create templates only at the site level. So it's really challenging without a third-party tool to help you push templates in there. I think some of these fundamental things could really help get us better AI outcomes.
Sure.
So it's not just about the new tech, it's about sort of shoring up the estate, the grounding content and tech that delivers those really amazing outcomes.
Excellent, and that's good to hear because I think that's it's a very constructive feedback because I know a lot of us when we use SharePoint we take things for granted, thinking that's the best practice from SharePoint tooling, so we just go and run with it, right? But then we know the ramifications. Thanks for sharing those good points. Let's talk about conference itself because I know ESPC conference has been running for a long time, and it's the only conference I know that runs in different cities across the Europe every year, right? And you've been a speaker here for, and I say speaker not just from a sessions point, but also the tutorials as well. So how has the conference gone for you this week so far, and what are you looking forward to for the remainder of this conference?
It's funny that you mentioned different cities. You know, one of my favorite things about ESPC is guessing where it's going to be the next year.
That's the mystery.
And Kevin is really good about holding that very close to the vest. He has got a complete poker face, and you will not know, no matter how much you ask him, until tomorrow morning, which I'm looking forward to hearing. I love this event, and there's no exception here in Dublin. It's no different from all the other ESPCs. The conference is incredibly well run.
Yep.
The community is amazing. Tons of great people here, and it's really fun to be in a different location every time, to explore the city.
Yeah.
I remember we met up on a bridge in Prague.
We did, yeah. That was
when we were
5-6 years
exploring
ago,
the
wasn't
city,
it?
Yeah. It's just a great experience for me. It's really my favorite thing about what I do is getting a chance to travel the world, to share what I love, but in different places.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely good. And I think for anybody who's not been to ESPC, it's a lot to take away from here, because the sessions, there's almost like 8-9 sessions at any given time, right?
More than that. I mean, there's just tons of sessions, and the energy level is so high.
Yeah.
It's just really wonderful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, look, thanks for that, Sue. And I know
My
we could
pleasure.
just talk about this even for so many hours. But I want to say a big thank you to you and for what you do in the community.
Thank you.
And yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you, Sue, for being
Thanks
here.
for having me.